YouTube number 61, November update. Really? Really? Today is the 1st of December. I can't believe we're in December at last. It seemed like it took forever, but we're here. Fabulous for you to come and join me for my November update. Warm welcome to all the lovely new subscribers. Obviously, don't forget to hit the subscribe button, the little notification bell, so you don't miss any upcoming videos that I post. So, what to tell you? So I've got to be honest, stitching was rather unproductive this month. And there is a good reason for it, as there always is, because there has to be good reason for not stitching. If anyone is slightly squeamish about things like bruises and stuff, then I suggest that you don't look at sort of the reason why. So I'm about to put a little picture up in this top corner here to show you the reason why stitching is a little bit less this month. So for those that don't like stuff like that, look away now. Here it is. Yep, that's my finger. Yeah, I know. Okay, you can look back now. It's gone. So you all know, if you was watching my Stitch With Me video that I done earlier in the month, that I was doing path laying with husband. You know, stupid time to do it in the middle of November when it's freezing cold. But I'm sort of like the gopher, I'm the lackey. I'm sort of the worker's mate. So I mix all the cement with cement mixer and run backwards and forwards with barrel loads of cement so he can lay the paving. We'd moved a swing chair onto the grass to get it off of the patio section. So that we could do the paving. Whilst all that was going on, he then went to work and I was at home, and I was up, you know, all the leaves had come down where sort of we had a really hard frost, which brought all the leaves down, and then it got a bit windy. So I was like, I really do need to get those leaves off my grass. But obviously the swing chair was there. So I'm like, well, that's okay. I'll whiz around with the lawnmower, because that way it picks all the leaves up and gets them off the grass. And I'll just quickly move the swing chair around on the grass. Well, because I yanked the swing chair from the side, thinking it swings backwards and forwards. So, you know, I don't need to worry. I didn't realise it was on a spring at the top. So when I've gone like this, the swing's actually crunched on the finger. So it cracked this knuckle here. So needless to say that my finger was so sore for maybe 10 days. So 10 days really I couldn't stitch or do anything with this finger, including dance, would you believe, because you don't realise that actually when you're in hold or you're dancing Latin, they hold your fingers. So it's been a bit of a nightmare. But I'm pleased to say the fingers are now working and the bruising is almost completely gone. And I could actually go and get my nails done, because that was the other thing. I couldn't even go and get my nails done because I couldn't stand anyone touching my finger or trying to move it. So it was taped, so that it was taped to the finger next to it. So obviously I was really left with an index finger, a little finger and a thumb. So, and being right hand dominant, I was not going to try and sort of single hand stitch with the left hand. So needless to say, stitching wise, I don't think really there's actually a lot of productivity. It's not to say that I didn't stitch, but it's just a little bit on a couple of projects. So without further ado, let's do the whip update of what I have got. So obviously, like I said, this month I haven't done as much as I would have liked, as well as I've been super busy, you know, and my plan was to try and get as close to done as possible for Christmas, because I've got everyone coming to me and I really would like to sort of be very well organised and planned out. So my thoughts were, if I can get it all done sort of ahead of, say, the first week of December, then there's less for me to worry about, which means I can actually get some stitching done in December rather than, you know, just doing Christmas shopping and wrapping and housework and preparing for the festivities. Okay, so what did I work on? So we worked on the lovely Judy Dixon design, Autumn Promise. For those of you that have been to my channel before, you would have already seen this before. So this is a picture of what it will look like. And this is where we got to. So I haven't done amazing amounts. Where's the front? Where's the back? But we have made very good progress on this. So I did actually do a stitch with me. I'm sure it was a stitch with me on this project. It was a stitch with me on this project, of which it didn't go very well because when I was recording it wasn't actually recording. So here is where we've got to on this one. I totally love this piece. So I was actually working on this bottom section. Let's roll it round. And I'd already done this motif here, and whilst I was talking and stitching, we was working on this motif here. So yeah, loving this, absolutely love it. So hopefully we'll get that band finished this month is my plan. I'm not holding out any hopes because I just keep getting waylaid with everything at the moment. So, but the plan is to try and get that finished, that band, so that I can move on to another band. But absolutely love it. Love the colours. Love how the stitching comes out on this piece. So there we go. So that got a little bit of love, although I did get very frustrated with the whole trying to record stitching that. I think I'm going to need to practice my stitch with me's, people. So you might see a few more of those over the coming months to see if I can do it a little better. Hold that thought, people. I'm going to change this chair because I've got a bit of a squeaky chair. Okay, that's better. We're not squeaking now. I need to get some new stools, bar stools. Okay, so that was the Autumn Promise. So that one got some love. What else got some love? We also stitched on the lovely new little story keep that I've started by artwork by Amy Stewart. It's a Heaven and Earth design called Story Keep Life is an Open Book in Paris. So here is what it will look like, she says. And if I've got footage of where you last saw it, you should be seeing that about now. And this is where we've got to on this one. Look at those colours. I love the colours. Is it me or is the camera struggling with the light? Maybe I need to move the camera forwards. How's that? That's better. Much, much, much better. Love that. Love the colours. It's full of confetti type stitching. Just how we like it. So that one got a little bit of love. Let's see if I can tell you how many days each one got. So Autumn Promise. So that was the last one that I showed you. That got, she says, if I can find the page. Autumn Promise got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 days. Of which it was literally like half an hour in the evenings because that was all I could muster. The Paris one got 1, 2, 3, 4 days stitching on this. Like I said, because of the finger situation, I've really not been able to get much stitching in at all. Well, not as much as I would have liked. And then the only other whip that I've actually worked on, come on. See, I'm trying to remember what I actually, when I had done my last video. Anyone remember when my last update was? When did I record my last update? Because it may be that I stitched on stuff in November. Okay, so I just checked back on my videos just to make sure before I actually gave you duff information. So yeah, I was right. Other than the ones that I'm showing you, I haven't stitched on anything else this month. So, or the end of last month. So the next whip that I worked on was my lovely Alternative Reality by Josephine Wall. About now you should be seeing a picture of what it looked like last time. This one I'm stitching on 25 count, even weave 1/1. And this one got one, I think he got about 4 or 5 days of stitching on. So again, not a lot, because obviously one was not well enough to be stitching. So this is where we got to on this one. So as you can see, I'm just trying to bring it down. This is the page end, so there's not really much more to go before a page finish. But more than it looks. It's very, very confetti heavy, these pieces, but absolutely loving that. So that one got a little bit of love. Also, there's a few new starts. I know, as if I needed any more new starts, but why not, hey? Just throw caution to the wind. So you'll remember that I showed you a Christmassy one that I'd got that I was looking to try and get done for a bit of a gift. I'm not sure I'm actually going to get these done in time, so they may be late gifts at this rate. So this one is the New Start Mistletoe Kisses Berries. So you'll remember that I showed you the Eric and Michael's Mistletoe, the Linen Berry collection. So here's what they look like. So that berry and that berry there. I'm not doing the pillow in the middle. So I made a little start on this. I decided to go with the called for fabric. It's a little bit distorted on the frame because I'm using it on a Q-snap. This is the one that I've been trying to do when I'm working from home. But I've been so busy with work that it's just all gone a bit crazy. So let me put something behind it. Ouch, finger. Still really, really sore if I accidentally catch that. But this is where we have got to. So like I said, it's almost like a little token gesture. But a start's a start, right? So that is the start. I'm doing this with all the called for fabric and threads. I have to say, I'm a little upset. So I'm going to throw this out there. So to actually complete these little berries, you need to get a certain type of felt, which, you know, I can always come up with a different felt. I don't need to use that felt. The suggestion that they have is Weeks Dye Works Wool, Jupiter Glen Plaid and Murloc Glen Plaid. Now, I've tried to source this in the UK, and there is a company, Patchwork Rabbit, that have got it on their website, but it's out of stock, and it basically said to put your name down to let you know when it's re in stock. I did that over a month ago and I've not heard anything, so my thoughts are I don't think I'm going to be able to get my hands on it unless I import it or bring it in from somewhere else, such as the USA. Which is fine. However, the other thing that it requires is the pins from just another button company. And it's the pins JPM 470. And they're like, well, I don't know if I can show you. Yeah, there's a picture on the back here of the little pins, the little pin pack that they've used. So if I get that really close. So it's like a little snowflake there, and I can't quite work out what that one is. But the idea is this is rickrack, so this doesn't come with it, but the little pins. So I was thinking, well, I'll get the pins and I can buy some little like wooden type stars myself. Do you know what? I cannot find those pins in the UK for love nor money. So I was like, fine, okay, well, we'll order them. We'll order them from the States. So I went on to just another button company, of which the pins are, I don't know, they're not overly expensive. They wanted, I think they were like £15 or £20, it works out conversion for the pins. So I was like, yeah, fine. So I put it in the basket, went to the shipping section. They want over 25 quid, sorry. £25 GB pounds to ship it. So I'm like, so I'm going to pay more for the shipping than I am these little pins. And I'm like, no, I'm not. No, I'm not. I mean, I don't know. I don't know how else to get my hands on them, because it's a shame to sort of do these cute little, berries, but then I've not actually got anything to do the finishing with, like properly. But how can I justify that? By the time you work out the cost of actually getting this and the fabric and the floss, and then obviously you need the wool, the felt stuff that goes on the tops, which is this, like this here and this here. And then obviously the pins, I think, are what make it. I think that's sort of the cutesy bit of it. I'm not going to spend nearly £40 for 3 little pins just to get them here in the UK. But I cannot find them in the UK anywhere. So yeah, I'm a little, I mean, I may have to bite the bullet and actually get them from the States, but £40 for pins, of which the shipping is more expensive than the actual product itself. And that's without the fault that maybe I might get hit with tax, which, like an import duty, which is more than likely, because most of the things that I do bring in from the States, I do get hit. So yeah, that's a little bit disappointing. I'm not gonna lie to you. But I'm still going to do them. I'm going to do them, and then I will wait and see. I mean, I don't know. I don't know if there's any other country that I can actually source them from, which isn't going to cost me an absolute arm and a leg just to get them here. So yeah, but it may be that I'll have to bite the bullet. But wow, what expensive present. You know, I'm doing it for a gift to give away. And it's like, that's like 40 quid just for the pins. That's without the rest of it. So you're talking like, I don't know, £80 plus. Just for these little berries to be made. I'm not sure. Not sure I want to go down that rabbit hole. But is what it is, right? What else? Another new start. Now, I know you're going, really, Teresa? Really? Haven't you got enough? You could not even had time to stitch the stuff you've got. But I just could not stop myself. So you'll remember that I got this beautiful hank of gorgeousness of silk floss. Silk thread from Silks For You, and I said that this I was going to use on my lovely long dog sampler. So here's the long dog sampler. It's the one called Castles in the Air. So this is what it will look like, and I'd already decided that I was going to stitch this design using this. And at the time, I was waiting for some lovely hand-dyed fabric that I'd sort of chosen at the stitching retreat when I decided I was going to do this pattern. And I'd found the fabric that I thought that I wanted to stitch it on with Crafty Kitten. So the lovely Dawn at Crafty Kitten. So obviously, I've been sitting waiting for the fabric to come in. Poor Dawn lover, I contacted her, or well, I obviously placed the order back in September, October time. Anyway, I waited and I didn't hear anything. So eventually I just sort of said, I haven't heard anything about the fabric. Lover, my heart goes out to her. She got straight back to me. She was very behind on her orders. Unfortunately, she lost her dad. So Dawn, if you watch Flosstube, I'm very, very sorry to hear about your loss. And she said, is there any chance that, I can sort of... And I was like, it's fine. It takes as long as it takes. Just as long as I know I've not got lost in the orders, if you like. It was just basically to make sure that my order was coming. But lover, she's managed to get the fabric out to me. So I received that about 3 or 4 days ago. And the fabric that I went with was a Lugana 25 count, and it's called Spring Blossom. And it is a gorgeous fabric, gorgeous. So the problem is, in this light, it just looks like it's pink. But it is like a mottled pink. You can't see that, I don't think. Let me see if I can get it a bit closer and see if it'll... No, that doesn't really help much, does it? But it's so light. So light. So I'm like, ooh. But then when I put my skein against it, like so, I was like, it's working, but I don't think it's going to pop enough for what I wanted it to do. Because the idea is, she says, if she can find all of the stuff. here it is. Sorry, crackling, creaking. So my idea was that I was going to stitch some of it in the hand-dyed fabric, floss, sorry. And then I also bought lots and lots of treasure braids in shiny stuff. Because we do like a bit of shiny, so here we go. And I'm going to do sections and portions of it in the shiny stuff. And I'm just randomly going to pick areas and things to stitch with the shiny stuff. So when I was looking at this, I'm not sure that this is actually going to work, because this is a lot lighter than I thought it was going to be. So that is going to wait in the wings, because there's another project that I've got that I think will look perfect on this. So that's not going to waste. However, I was rummaging, and when I was rummaging, I came across some fabric that I was like, do you know what? I didn't even think that was a player in the game, but it so is. So this is a fabric by Chromatic Alchemy, and it's a 25 count Lugana, and it's called Georgia. And as soon as I got it out and I put my floss against it, I was like, do you know what? This is the one. This is the fabric. So I've made a I've made a start. It's not a massive start. It's a tiny start. But this is the fabric. I know. How pink is that? So, and this is where we've got to on now. So let's move that out of the way so that that's not, but that, look at that. I can't wait for this to sort of start to bounce into life. And obviously the idea is that I will also be using these shinies on here too. So yeah, I'm loving this. So unlike anything I've done before, because I would normally not be as garish as this with these colours, but we're going to do this. And I've started it, and I have to say, I really like it already. I really like how it looks. I think it needs more grey on there to sort of make it come to life. Because if I put my skein of floss on there, oh, she says, and it rolls away. We don't want it to roll away. Oh, come back. Where are you going? Now see, I love that. I think that's going to look perfect. And there's just enough white in there to work with the white of the background, but not to make it so that you can't see it. So another new start, of which I knew that was coming, because obviously I'd already said that as soon as I had everything, I was going to start this one. So yeah, so I'm really excited to be stitching that. In fact, that is my project that I'm going to stitch on as soon as I finish this video, because today is like video day. So I needed to pull the camera out to do a stand review, or a stand demo of the needle need stand, and I thought, well, since I'm doing that and I've got the camera out and it's the first of the month, it would be silly not to sit here and just go through the update with you as well, so that I've done it all. And then it just takes as long as it takes me to edit these and get them up for you. So what else? So that's really the stitching. But like I say, I have got an excuse. And that is that I cracked my knuckle. And although it's okay now, it's still a little bit... I can't touch on the knuckle. And I certainly can't have anything banging on the knuckle. But I can actually bend it now. It's a little uncomfortable, but it's not painful like it was, and it certainly isn't all swollen and bruised the way it was. So yeah, so I just have to be a little careful with that. So that's my new starts. Obviously we spoke about poor Dawn and Dawn's loss of her dad. Again, so sorry to hear that, but thank you so much for getting that order out to me. And it's not in vain. That fabric will be used on another project which I've got waiting in the wings. What else to tell you? So the lovely Yasmin, oh actually before we get to that bit, knitting. People, I haven't touched this for a few weeks now because I got a little bit disheartened and a bit upset by what happened. So you'll know I was doing my lovely shawl and everything was going absolutely swimmingly until I got to sort of the bottom and I was like, hold on a minute, it doesn't seem to be the right shape now. So I'm not quite sure what I done. I'm not going to even attempt to try and rectify it now because it is what it is. It's unique in more ways than one now. So I started on the next section, which was this. So obviously we've got the main body of it. And then along the edge, it's got like this decorative stitch. I can't remember what it was called, but it's like a decorative stitch that goes along the hem at the bottom. And it was only when I was stitching this that I was thinking, oh, it's so lovely and it's this and it's that, until I realised how wrong something was. So I'm just wondering how to show you. It's probably best to show you like this. So, hold up, where's that thread coming from? There you are. See, this is why you should never do something like knitting if you haven't got someone that's close by that you can go to find out what you've done wrong and tell you how to rectify it. So, as you can see, all looks fine, right? Until you get to this bit down here. That is not supposed to be this shape. It's supposed to just carry on winging like a wing, is what it's supposed to do. And instead of a wing, I've got, I don't even know what that is, like a sticky uppy bit there. And then when you come over to this side, it's really not much better, because it's got like a weird little long section that looks like a... So you see what I mean about the shape? It is not supposed to be like that. It's supposed to be straight down one side and just a standard wing the other side. But I've got, I don't even know what I've got. I've got this, that bit there, which is like an end, and it's not supposed to end like that. So yeah, I have no idea what happened. None whatsoever. I mean, that's not to say that I won't wear it. I mean, come on. It'll be fine, right? As long as no one sees it when it's laid out. So yeah, I got a bit disheartened by that, by the fact that it went so badly. But not the actual stitching. That's the bit that I don't understand. The actual stitching, I'm getting the hang of. Look. I mean, there's a few holes in it, but let's not go there. The stitching is okay. It's just that I don't know what happened. I have no idea what happened with the whole weird shape thing that's going on. I must have sort of, I don't know, stitched the same section over and over again without realising and didn't decrease or something. Something went wrong. And I have no idea how or why or, yeah. So, needless to say, this has not had any love for a good few weeks now, because I got a bit annoyed. Because I was like, really? It was all going so well and we got all that way. And then it's done that. And it's like, and obviously I can't just unpick it, because I wouldn't know how to unpick and then pick up the stitches where they need to be picked up. So it's in a bit of time out at the minute. I might just crack on and finish it and leave it the shape that it is, and then just say, you know what, it is what it is. It's a learning curve. And I wouldn't mind, but my daughter made me buy more wool so that I could do her one, because she quite liked it. I don't think she's seen it like that, so maybe she won't want one now. Come on, it's a trial and error. We knew it. We knew it was trial and error, but I'm a bit disappointed with how that went. So, but we're not there yet. It's not finished. What else to tell you? So that is the whips and the knitting that I managed to do, and obviously the new starts. So if you was only here for that, then thank you for stopping by. But now I have a little bit of stitchy kindness that came my way. But before you all go away, so don't go yet, wait, just a quick one. So I done a giveaway video of which I announced the winners. 3 out of the 4 people have come back to me, and I've got those in the post. If you haven't received them already, they are winging their way to you, and thank you very much. There was one person, it was Dawn, who won the Witches Night Out. I'm still waiting for Dawn to get back to me, so I still haven't heard from Dawn. I'm going to send her a message through YouTube, basically replying to her first message, and hopefully I will get in touch with her. But if I do not get in touch with her, then I will have to sort of put it back into the mix, and I will do another random draw. So if Dawn, I'm going to give Dawn maybe 2 weeks. We'll give her until sort of mid-December, because obviously it's Christmas time. She's busy. So we'll give her until, I don't know, what do you reckon? 20th of December. I'll give her until the next update. If I haven't heard from her by the next update, I will do another random generator comment picker on that video, and obviously pick a new winner. So Dawn, you have got until my next monthly update. So you've got a month to get back to me. But obviously, if I don't hear from you, I will have to redraw that one. So thank you so much, people. I really did love doing that. There will be another one, so don't worry. So now, what's next? So next is a bit of stitchy kindness. But this isn't just stitchy kindness. This is like, wow, stitchy kindness. What can I say? So you all know the lovely Yasmin. She's gifted me stuff before because she's having like a D-stash, a big D-stash. And she knows that I go to the stitching retreats and put things onto the table. She also knows that I do like little giveaways and whatever. And she also knows that, you know, my stash is really quite minimal in comparison to a lot of people's. So she sends me most of the stuff, and then I can pick and choose the bits that I want, and anything I don't want, I then go on to share the love with my lovely Flosstube friends and people at the retreats. Well, she wowed me this time. So Yasmin, thank you so much for the lovely Christmas card. I wish you and your family a very, very Merry Christmas. She contacted me and said, Teresa, there's a parcel coming. So I was like, oh, okay, there's a parcel coming. Oh, hello. Not only is there a parcel coming, it sounds like my child is coming out of her bedroom. Bear with, people. Oh, you look rough. You don't want to be on my Flosstube then?
Not really.
Shall I pause it?
That's okay.
Huh?
That's okay.
That's okay. She's just woke up. It's not bad. It's 11:15 in the morning. Okay, so she's gone back to her room now. Probably gone back to bed. Right, so the lovely Yasmin, like I was saying, she's been doing this massive D-stash. She's gifted me lots of bits and pieces, and normally I sort of pull out the bits that I think I'm likely to stitch, and then I like to sort of share the love with you all. So this is more like Yasmin sharing the love rather than me. So I'm not going to take any credit for any of these bits and pieces. This is all Yasmin. So Yasmin, you have got a heart of gold, my lovely. Anyone else would put it on something like, I don't know, stash unload, or, you know, and get money back from it. She doesn't. She just sends it. Just like as if to say, no, I don't want it. I'm not going to stitch it anymore. My tastes have changed. But wow, this time she wowed me like you've never been wowed before. So she said there was 2 parcels on the way. So I was like, oh. When these 2 parcels turned up, you've just got to, well, I can't even begin to describe. So she has gifted me a ton of Mirabilia charts. All of these, because she's just not going to stitch them. But that in itself is like, oh. But then, Fudge, have you quite finished mooshing around? She has then, in the other pack, all of the kit. So, all of the floss. Some have got the fabric in, but they've all got the Krenix, the beads in their packs. For almost, well, what appears to be almost all of them. And then there's like a whole lot of treasure braid here. So look, you know, the bead packs. Lots of bead packs. So I was just like, are you sure? Are you sure you don't want to stitch these? She's like, no. She said, I'm not going to stitch them. And I'm like, but yeah, but are you sure? I mean, like this one. Crystal Symphony. It's the whole thing. So I was just like, wow. Wow. What can I say? So obviously I've had a little look through. So let's have a little look through. Let me share with you the ones that she sent me. So she sent me the scent of old roses. Butterfly Fairy. Portrait of Veronica. Pixie Culture Collection Fern. The Emerald Mermaid. Oh, this one I love. Crystal Symphony. Look at that. Cinderella. They're just lovely. What can I say? This one has caught my eye as well. Lady of the Mist. We've got Gypsy Queen. Oh, running away. Rapunzel. And believe it or not, Roses of Provence. And each one she has sent with, if not all, at least parts or most of the bead packs for almost all of these. So obviously I've gone through all of these, you know, and sort of been like, well, which ones do I think that I would actually like to stitch? Now, obviously, Roses of Provence, I'm not going to stitch because I've already done her and I've got her hanging on my wall. That's not one that I want to try again. She was huge. I'm a bit undecided on Rapunzel. So she's in that undecided. I'm a bit undecided on Gypsy Queen because she's quite nice. I'm definitely going to stitch and keep Lady of the Mist. I'm unsure. I need to see people's stitching of this one. So the Cinderella, so that's in the undecided section. This one I'm definitely stitching. So the Crystal Symphony. I have to stitch that, but I want to do a bit of a conversion on that one. I've never done a mermaid. Now I'm not sure without looking at the other Mirabilia mermaids to see which ones that I like, but I think I might keep this one. I don't think it's particularly big. I think its stitched area is 14 by 8.5 inches. So maybe that might be a smaller one to do, but I need to look and see. So that's going to stay in my keep pile for now. I'm not really into the pixies without faces. So that one is definitely going into a giveaway. I'm definitely going to share the love with that one. Portrait of Veronica. Again, I'm undecided on that one. So I think I'll just leave that one sitting in the wings until I've made my mind up. Butterfly Fairy. Now I'm not 100% sure, but I think this one is a discontinued chart. I think. This one. Now, I'm not sure I'd stitch that personally, so I think that I have to go into a giveaway. That's what I'm thinking. And then this one is the Scent of Old Roses. I don't think I'll stitch this one either, personally. It's just not my taste. So I think I will have to put that one into a giveaway too. Now, obviously, what I will do is I will, over time, obviously the ones that I've said that I'm keeping, which is these three for sure, I will definitely keep and stitch. Because I really, those ones are screaming at me. Stitch me, which means obviously keep them. The ones that are in that I'm unsure, I think I'm going to sort of wait a while and see, keep looking at them periodically and think, are they still, you know, saying, yes, you might? And if it goes from yes, you might to yes, you must, or no, you shouldn't, then they're in the unsures. So based on that, obviously I now have 1, 2, 3, 4 Mirabilias to share the love with. So on today's video, now I'm pretty sure I'll need to go through, because obviously I've not gone through absolutely everything. I am pretty sure that all of these flosses, which mostly look to be DMC, there's some 16 count Ada in like a cream colour there. And there is a load of beads and some Krennic here. And some treasures. I am pretty sure this is the kit for the floss, the beads, and the treasures for Roses of Provence. And obviously there's some fabric in there, so I'm assuming that that fabric fits this piece, I think. So I'm going to gift this. I'm going to do a giveaway this month. So this month's giveaway is the beads, the chart, the floss, and if it fits, this cream Ada for this chart, the Roses of Provence. So if you would like the chance to win this lovely chart and the crystals and the beads and the floss and Krennic that goes with this chart, pop a little message down in the comments box telling me that you would like to be entered into the draw. And my question is, how long do you think it would take you to stitch this and bead it? So if you put that in the comments, if you put in your comments how long you think it would take you to stitch this and have it completely finished, I will enter you into the draw for this lovely, lovely, lovely lady. Now I know how long it took me, and that seemed like it was forever. But please don't let that put you off. She is big, but wow, she's lovely. Wow, she's lovely. So yeah, so if you would like that, then please put a comment in the box below, in the comments box, telling me how long you think it would take you to stitch and bead that. And then what I will do is do a random comment picker. Now, obviously, because it's going to be December, it'll be Christmas time, there will be some videos coming up this month, hopefully, providing I've eked my time out correctly. And the plan is that I will do my usual year-end review, because that has to happen, but that will happen anytime between now and the end of the year. I would like to do a bit of a plans for 2020. Not sure whether I'm going to have a plan yet, but if I do, then there will be a 2020 plan. And also somewhere in that, I would like to think that I will get another video up for a bit of a stitch with me or something along that line. So what I'm going to say is, to be entered into the Roses of Provence giveaway, you need to have commented to me by, let's say, the 20th of December. Because that way, if I post something either just before Christmas or just after Christmas, I can actually do the random generator picker. So we're going to say the 20th. 20th of December, the draw will close for the lovely Roses of Provence. The other thing that I've done as well, so I've created a spreadsheet, basically, that allows me to log my stitching of what I stitched that month, which then goes into a year-end overview, and it drops all of the data into it for me, so that it shows me all the projects, what I've worked on most that month, what ones have started, what ones have finished, and it highlights it. If you're interested to see my little spreadsheet that I've created, that's not to say that I don't use my lovely planner, because I do, because obviously I don't have my computer on all the time. So I work from my lovely planner with my Shazzy C's formats. which I use. So this sits by my stitching, so that every night that I stitch on something, I tick it and I mark it. When I get to the end of the month, I've now started putting all of that into my little spreadsheet, which auto-calculates. So that it calculates everything for me for the month, and then obviously it then also calculates it for the year. So that it tells me that when I get to the end of the year, what did I stitch on most? What didn't I stitch on very much? What finishes I got? And what new starts I started? If you're interested to see my little tracker, because if you like my little tracker, I'm happy to share the little tracker. It is literally an Excel spreadsheet. If you're interested to see that, then let me know in the comments below, and I will do a video on my little Excel spreadsheet tracker that I'm using. And hopefully that will give me sort of a bit more data as to the trends of what I'm stitching and what I'm not stitching. So yeah, you'll see what I mean if you're interested in it. That's me done, people. We're done. We're done. I did say there wasn't a lot of actual stitching to show you, but I do have reasons for that, of which you understand the finger problem. My plan is, I went on an amazing mission yesterday. So yesterday was Black Friday. And basically I got up at 4:30 in the morning and I shopped online from 4:30 in the morning until 5 o'clock last night. And I would say that I have got almost 97% of my Christmas presents now. All done online, one day. I must admit, I don't really want to see my bank statement now. Because it will be like... But I do actually feel like I've achieved a lot, because I was feeling like I was so behind. I mean, I was so behind. I hadn't really bought much of anything. And I was like, oh, it's creeping up on us and I've got nothing. And I've got so much to do. So the fact that I've actually ordered all my Christmas presents almost, and they're all just going to turn up at the door and all I've got to do is wrap them, I was just like, oh, I've become one with myself again. So I feel like I'm on top of things. I don't feel like it's like, oh dear, you know, I'm so behind on everything. So now, today, I get the opportunity to finish this video, sit back, relax, stick my feet up, stick a Christmas movie on, and put a stitch on, because I can actually stitch now. So until next time, people,